Kate,
Matt.
guess what time I got up today?
15 minutes before you wanted to get up.
No, about an hour and a half earlier than I would have liked to.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 2:30. Been up since 2:30. Brutal.
Oh, Matt. Just tossing and turning? Or did you get up?
No, I was just wide awake at 2:30. I fell asleep pretty early last night. And then there I was, 2:30. Boom.
Awake.
Wide awake. And we've talked before about trying to not, like, for example, you try to hydrate throughout the day, make sure you're properly hydrated, then cut yourself off so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night.
Right.
And I mentioned I don't really have that issue. If I get up due to bladder, I can typically fall asleep real quick.
Because you're young.
Well, I woke up at 2:30, not due to bladder. Not at all. I woke up and it's just like, boom, night of sleep. You're fine. Let's go. And I was like, oh, no.
So do you lay there or do you get up?
No. I laid there for a bit, and then eventually I was like, okay, let's do stuff. Great.
Ugh. I definitely do not fall under the category of get up and do stuff. I might as well because I'm awake. I'm like, I'm going to lay here until my body might give in, which it usually doesn't, but I'm not going to get up and go read a book. I'm not going to go do laundry. I make myself lay there. It doesn't always work out the way I want, but I'm like, just in case it does, I'm already tucked in.
Yeah. I've heard mixed advice on if you wake up, what to do. A lot of times, like if you wake up and you might as well just get up and do something. But then I've also heard, no. You want to stay in bed during the times you should be sleeping. That way you equate the two. You know, like this is the time I should be sleeping in this particular spot.
Right here.
And that definitely you shouldn't be bringing things into your room that you wouldn't otherwise have there. You know, that can also, like if you don't check your phone in the bed, first off, congrats. That's probably what you should be doing.
I was going to say, who does that? Because they are a much better person than I am.
The person that abstains from phone use in the bed or whatever? You're saying you're not that person?
I'm not that person. Arm's reach.
Right. And so that's also not healthy.
Sometimes have the phone in my hand until my eyes are, yeah.
But at least you don't have a TV in your bedroom, right?
Oh, hell yes, I do.
You do? Okay. For some reason, I thought you didn't.
I'm not a savage. These people who say they don't have TVs in their room.
Probably sleep well.
They might sleep well. I'm not judging by any means. It's the people who don't have TVs that judge me for having a TV in my bedroom. That's where I'm like, I get a little defensive. Like, we get it. You don't have a TV in your bedroom. You're next up for sainthood. But
it's pretty handy.
I have a TV in my room, and I like it in my room.
How big is it?
It's a big TV, Matt.
Okay, because that's my biggest thing is if I fall asleep and my TV's on, it will be so bright because it's a big TV, and I'll just be like, oh my gosh. You know, do you use a sleep timer or anything like that with it?
Yes, sir. I use a sleep. But I've been getting, I used to be a TV sleeper and use the sleep timer. I've gotten away from being a TV sleeper, but I still like to watch TV in my room, like while I'm folding laundry or when I don't want to watch the stuff that the kids are watching.
Oh, so you don't have the TV sleeper, meaning that you fall asleep with the TV on?
I used to. I have a TV in my room, but I don't use it to fall asleep. Every now and then, I'd need to.
How'd you break that habit?
I got a new app and I wanted to try it, so...
Huh?
I tried a new bedtime stories app.
Oh.
Where it's these really less than 10-minute stories about real things, like non-fictional stories that are set to a soothing voice.
It's not true crime.
It's not true crime. It's not Dateline. No, but there's like Amelia Earhart and Einstein and the Wall of China, like all sorts of historical things, like, but it's super soothing sounds. And I started falling asleep to these bedtime stories, and I set the sleep timer on that because if you don't set the sleep timer, they'll just roll through all of them. So you'll wake up and go, why am I dreaming about Spartacus? So,
So how long have you been doing that?
Probably about a month.
Oh, okay. So it's a recent development that you don't fall asleep with the TV on.
Right. And before then, it wasn't every night. It was most nights, but not every night.
Where's Monty fall on this?
He likes to fall asleep to the TV, but he definitely has adjusted to the bedtime stories because I'll say, hey, what do you want to listen to tonight? And he's like, I don't even know what we listened to the last month. Just turn something on. So, yeah.
Look at you guys being a cute couple.
I know. It'd be great if we could retain what we're listening to, but no, just using it to go to sleep. Over the weekend, though, I had a hard time sleeping at like 4 a.m, but I was like, I'm not ready to be awake. So I did go out on the couch and I fell right back asleep, but I didn't turn on my phone. I didn't turn on a movie. I just changed places to lay down and I went right back to sleep. So while Monty will get out of bed, he'll go to the couch. He'll like even have a cup of coffee or turn on a movie or something. And then he'll go back to sleep. Yeah.
Decaf, I assume?
Probably not. I don't think we have decaf, but he will act like he's going to get up and then he'll like, well, lay back down and then goes right back to sleep.
After a cup of coffee. Okay.
I know.
I've heard of this life. Have you heard of this idea before? So if you're tired, what you do is you have a cup of coffee and then you take like a power nap, basically.
Oh.
And then after 20 minutes or whatever, the caffeine started to kick in, then you wake up refreshed.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that's
I like that.
a good trick if you're driving a long stretch.
You know me, I love a good power nap.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
I knew that you like to sit there with your eyes closed or something. I thought that's what you did.
Well, I will let myself. But if I can fall asleep, I'll let myself fall asleep. But it's a 20-minute timer. Once the 20 minutes is up, we're done. Get up.
So you're maintaining that habit too?
If I need it. I've been doing pretty good.
Okay, sleep hygiene with Kate. This is good stuff.
Well, like if I do an early workout, if I work out before work, which is super early, I think, I will let myself take like a power nap right around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in there. And that's just 20 minutes. And I'll close my eyes. And if I can fall asleep, I fall asleep. But if I can't fall asleep, I at least just let my eyes close and then get up, get at it, keep going.
Now, is 20 minutes just because you have time constraints, or is there some kind of science to that, or what?
Probably time constraints, and I also know that I could probably stay down for a long time if I didn't get myself up.
Right, but why 20 minutes and not a half hour then?
Because I think that's the gateway for me, probably.
Okay.
Like 30 minutes, I could hit snooze for 45. Probably time constraints, because if I've got to get the kids, if it's before I get the kids from school, it's time constraints. If it's after I get the kids from school, I should probably be helping them with homework instead of sleeping on the couch. I should probably, but.
Until the robot vacuum can do that job, and then...
exactly.
Yeah. But that might be too late. The kids might be long gone from the house by then.
Until the robo vacuum can do it. Is it long division? Yeah.
Robo vacuum teacher, yeah.
Yes. Is that your Shark Tank idea?
No. I'm not giving out my Shark Tank ideas on the air. Or am I giving them the Shark Tank? I'm not going to do that. Come on.
Oh, forget about it.
Come out of the gate with my product, Kate, and people go, "Oh, wow, okay, that's what that guy's been doing. Oh, great."
Gotcha.
Meow.
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 Did you just meow?
I went meow. Meow. But I guess that's kind of a meow.
Matt, are you a cat or a dog person? Speaking of meow meow.
If I were to own one, I would have a cat.
Okay.
But I do enjoy, I don't know. Cats in general are kind of cool. Dogs, you just never know if they're going to wedge their nose into your crotch or paw or some other kind of thing, you know?
You just never know. Isn't that the beauty of it? What's going to happen today? Not sure. Dogs are so unpredictable. Have you thought of, during these current and economically turbulent times, have you thought about getting an animal?
No.
No?
Not at all. Yeah,
okay.
Even though, the main thing that has changed from what I used to go out a few nights a week, go get something to eat at a place, hang out inside, you know?
Right.
Whereas now I just do all my meals at home. So I guess
Okay, what does that have to do with restaurants and having an animal?
Because those times I would have had company when I went out. You know, I would have gone to dinner with somebody.
Okay.
And so maybe an animal might fill that void, I guess.
Okay.
But I haven't felt the need.
Okay.
So no. A lot of people have been fostering animals.
Right. I have heard that too. Does that appeal to you at all?
No.
No.
I'm okay. I mean, one of the things about a cat is just, it seems like they're low maintenance, especially compared to a dog.
Okay.
I think I've told you before how I find it obnoxious when people are like, I got to leave because the dog's going to take a dump all over the house.
So you're never, you and I agree on so many things. So I feel like because I may disagree with you, this might be where I jump in. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if these are fragile feelings that I, as a friend, would step on. So just to play the disagreeer, cats are snots, Matt.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
That was a big, like, I'm just going to go out there. But it also, in the same breath, does not surprise me that you're like, yeah, cats are cool. I could do a cat. That makes sense.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah.
That's supposed to mean Kate.
I don't think you're a snot. I just think it's, if I would have had to guess if you're a cat or a dog, I definitely would have said cat.
Interesting.
Because you don't need to entertain a cat. Kind of like you need to entertain a dog. Like, hey, cat, you do your thing. I'll do my thing. We'll just coexist. I'll feed you. You might, sit next to me every now and then while I'm playing video games, but you're not going to want anything from me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cats are, and I feel like dogs too, but I know just from other people's commentary that cats seem to be drawn to me. Like, oh man, my cat's really into you. That's weird.
See, I think it's funny while you are not so hip on the dog idea because people have to leave parties early to let their dog out. I think it's funny when I say something like, I'm not a big fan of cats. Well, you haven't met my cat. I'm like, I don't care about your cat. Like, everybody thinks that their cat is the coolest. And it so works out that I have an allergy and I can't be around cats. So I'm just like,
oh, okay.
That kind of like, I kind of want to live, so I don't really want to meet your cat. But that's a little dramatic. I'm not going to die if I meet your cat. But cat people think that their cat is the coolest. But I get what you're saying by saying that you just can't tell if a dog is unpredictable. You can't tell if you're going to get like a chill dog. You know what I mean?
What?
Well, like, you're saying that dogs are kind of unpredictable. You never know what kind of dog you're going to get.
No, I'm saying other people's dogs.
Other people's dogs.
Yeah, you don't really know right off the bat if they're going to attack your crotch or not.
Right off the bat. Okay. I thought, like, if you were to go get a dog, you don't know how that dog's going to, like, they might trick you into loving them. And then when you get them home, they're spazoids and eat everything. So
yeah, I feel like a cat is more of a wild card, actually, than a dog is. Yeah.
Is it because they have ancient cat DNA? Like, they're related to lions, right? So they could claw your face off while you're sleeping.
You could say the same thing about dogs and wolves, right?
I guess. Dogs just want to be loved.
I don't know. I think maybe there's more interaction that happens between. I'm totally just pulling this out of my, where, and
woo.
I feel like the shelter employee would have more insight to the dog than they would the cats.
Okay.
Because of the dogs requiring more interaction and whatnot,
Yeah, I could get that. So,
it's like you're taking the cat for a walk, probably, right?
I don't understand why cats don't like walks, but at the same time, cats don't need humans. They're like, get out of here. You're
friends of mine have one of those strollers that you can zip the cats up in. And they take the cat on walks with that. It's got a little window.
And you could get a backpack. Have you seen that? The little backpack with the window. So when you go on hikes, you put your cat on your back.
I thought that was for children.
No, it's like a
just
closed
kidding.
in.
I know. I was just kidding.
Oh. Matt's ready to babysit anytime, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So back to the question. You feel no need to get an animal right now?
No.
Even though you've got more time at home and more time on your hands to spend with said animal?
I do have more time at home, but it's not a dramatic amount more time because I'm still here at the radio station just as many hours as I was before.
Yeah. But you're not going out during the weeknights or weekend.
Right, but that's just probably 6 hours a week or something. It's not a dramatic amount of time.
Okay. Now that all your social dinners are canceled?
What?
Now that all your social dinners have been canceled.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how to.
Get your social calendar all empty now, so time to spend with a furry friend. Does it sound like I'm pushing a pet on you?
Not too bad. No, there's definitely people that have been more obnoxious. Oh, you don't have. Oh my god.
I feel like it's more responsible for me to push a pet on you versus like, Matt, you need to get online and start dating.
Well, yeah, especially with COVID-19.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pets are safer. I don't think I should push anything on you. Never mind.
Yeah, Kate's a pusher. Watch out. Hide your kids.
I've been called worse.
Oh, yeah? Can you say any of them on the radio?
I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, just to be safe.
Well, we'll have to do a show someday. It starts like 3 a.m., and then you can start saying all these things. Kate.
Yes, Matt.
I'm sick of getting feedback about this, but I got feedback, and then I looked it up further. That, yes, you are supposed to run the fan in your bathroom after you take a shower, especially in the summertime.
What?
Because you're getting the moisture out of the house, specifically
especially
out of the bathroom.
Summertime.
Yeah, well, in the wintertime, your air is probably going to be drier in your home. But in the summertime, it can't really dissipate on its own like that, because you're fighting humidity, especially in this part of the country,
Okay.
It does also work for odors, yes. But I went ahead and looked this up online, and they're like, yeah, about 20 minutes is how long you want to run it. Wintertime, less necessary because the air is already so dry. But if you're seeing like condensation on your mirror and on your walls, yeah, you probably need to run that fan.
Okay. So if there is no condensation on your mirrors or your walls, you're safe to not run the fan after a shower.
According to the internet.
According to the internet. Okay.
Right. And they're also like, and also one thing you could do is shower with the door open.
I do that. Yeah.
And that would help the steam escape. But in that case, yeah, in the summertime, once again, you would want to do it also because it's hard to defeat that humidity in the house,
So to recap, I was telling Matt that I thought my neighbor was sick because they left the fan on in their bathroom all night long. And my theory was they were sick because the fan was on because they had a lot of number 2, because that's the only reason you use a fan in your bathroom. And after several feedbacks and conversation with Matt, I had no idea the fan was for the moisture in your bathroom. I thought it was purely to rid your bathroom of odors. Apparently, I was wrong. I've gone my whole life not knowing that, but I didn't check on my neighbor just to, review. I didn't check on them to see if they were sick.
That's wise. I'm glad you didn't do that.
I know. Don't you think that's a bit invasive, by the way?
Knocking on your neighbor's door because the fan?
Hey, heard your fan on all day long or all night long?
Yes. That'd be an incredibly bizarre thing to do, yeah.
Well, at the same time, I want to be like, yeah, if you're not pooping, can you go ahead and shut that thing off overnight? That'd be great.
So gross.
I'm sorry. It was so loud.
You haven't heard, this was a couple weeks back. You haven't heard it since?
Not all night long like that. You can hear it when they turn it on. But now I'm paying attention more.
Start a stopwatch?
No, more like, oh, that is their fan. Okay. As opposed to like, maybe that was their washing machine or something, because our laundry rooms butt up to each other. No, bathroom fan. But it was loud enough that it kept me up. And it was on all night. So I was concerned. And then I thought, don't say anything, but then send it out into the universe that they please don't leave their fan on overnight ever again. Sweet baby Jesus. Amen.
Okay.
I just mixed my metaphors up a little bit there.
Right.
It's all right. It's all right. But I'm glad you got feedback and then you decided to take to the internet to set this right for once and for all?
Correct. Yes. So I decided, okay, let me actually look up online to see, do you need to run the fan after a shower? And yes, during the shower and then let it run for about 20 minutes.
Now, that's a little biased question. I think you needed to go with an unbiased question when you hit up old Google.
Well, that's funny you say it because I was actually thinking about confirmation bias as I was doing it.
You suggested. I think you should have said, what is the purpose of the fan in the bathroom?
I think that is what I did.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I was actually conscious because I did this yesterday. I was looking it up. Yeah, a properly installed bathroom exhaust fan will rid the bathroom air of excess moisture, humidity, odors, and other pollutants. So note that odors is way down that list.
Note that is not as important in the list of reasons why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the point of the bath? Yeah, exactly. So I searched for this correctly because that is something I'm aware of, is that when you search for things online, how you phrase them will influence the results, and that's called confirmation bias because pretty much everything has been written and put on the internet. So if you search for the exact thing you're looking for, even the false result is going to get surfaced up top because you searched for those specific words. So confirmation bias. Oh, man, we learn so much each and every day on this show.
I know, but I think I overheard you talking about that a while back, and it has changed how I Google things. So that was what surprised me, that you went with bias in your Google search. But no, you did it right. Got it.
Yeah.
Because it's always listening. It's always watching. It's always nearby.
The internet.
Yep. I did tell you about, we were kind of talking about cars. We were watching a football game, and there was a halftime show presented by this line of cars. And I said out loud, I think that's a sharp looking car. And then within 24 hours, I have that car in my feed on social media.
Yeah, and you don't think anyone in your house, no one in your house searched for this car?
No one searched for this car. No one looked up anything. I just said, ooh, X car is a sharp-looking car. And then all of a sudden it's showing up in my feed. Okay.
Couldn't that company just be unveiling just a big marketing push in general?
Absolutely. So I, again, knowing that happened, there was another car commercial, and I said something about this other car with a different brand, and I haven't seen anything.
Were either of them streaming platforms that you were watching them on?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Both were on cable during football, and it was about 2 weeks apart. But the first car company, I guess I can say, I don't know why I need Hyundai.
Yeah.
Hyundai, it was like really steady stream for a good 7 to 10 days.
Hyundai.
And then I said something about Chevy. I said something about the Chevy Suburban, the new Chevy Suburban being like really nice, but it's the price of a house. And then I don't get anything from Chevrolet because they go, ooh, sheepo. She's not going to buy this.
Yeah, I think this has been debunked thoroughly, this idea that your devices are listening to you when you're not thinking they are.
It's been debunked?
Yeah, as in it's not true. You know, that it's just coincidence.
You think?
Yeah. I would think so, yeah. I mean, you think these companies really want to expose themselves to listening to you when they shouldn't be listening, or when you're not expecting that they're listening?
I agree. Of course they're going to deny it. Of course.
Well, no, not just denied it. This is knowledge that can be obtained. You know, there are people whose jobs it is to, like, internet security stuff that would expose this, or someone that worked for those companies would potentially come out and say, no. Guess what they're doing, you know?
Don't you just think it's weird, though? Obviously, I haven't rid my house of smart speakers. I mean, I don't feel like I'm super conspiracy theory, wackadoo crazy that they're listening.
People think their phones do it too.
Right.
So, and that's as opposed to smart speakers, a phone is something that's hard to live without.
True.
So, yeah, there's paranoia on all this stuff, that your smart speaker is listening, or that your phone is, or that Facebook is listening, or
somebody is listening.
Right. Now, that said, there was a point, I'm not sure if you remember this, where Facebook actually did get in trouble for running the microphone at all times.
I think, yes. I think I remember hearing that. How long ago was that, Matt?
It's been a while. It's been a few years, I think.
Okay.
What they were doing, though, they weren't actually recording audio and sending it back to Facebook. They were using that as a way to make sure that Facebook was always loaded up with the latest info. So it basically kept it active in the background.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do pay attention when you do get a new app and they say we want access to your camera or your microphone. If it's not specifically needed, I'm like, no, and you don't need my contacts. And
yeah,
like the things that I do need a camera for, you can only have access to my camera when I'm using the app. And same thing with location services. I get kind of weird about that. You don't need to know where I am.
Like on the Facebook front, Facebook, one of your contacts, for example, I was off Facebook for a very long time. And then when I signed back up, using an email address or whatever, it's like people you may know, and there are just a ton of people. Mm-hmm. And my guess on that was that I was shared via their contacts at one point. And so that when I showed back up online using this particular email address, it's like, here are the people that uploaded your data to Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh. I do Facebook, but I don't have the app on my phone anymore, which I don't know if
that's good.
Makes a difference one way or another going through the browser or doing the app. But
well, it makes it less accessible and less addictive.
Yeah.
There are certain features, though, where like you need the app to do this.
Yeah.
You ever run into those? Like you can't do Messenger.
Very much.
You can't do Messenger if you use unfortunately, I use Messenger for pretty much one group of communication that happens every week.
Yeah.
Should see if I can get those guys to get off that. And so that forces me to install it on the various devices. But that one, it's pretty much, okay, I need to do this specific action right now. So it's not as bad as just having the Facebook app just staring at you.
Staring at you.
Mm-hmm. I still get the Hershey store email.
Oh, yes.
I've told you recently how I've pared back these email lists I'm signed up for. But kind of for show purposes, I thought it'd be fun to continue to get Hershey's emails.
For show purpose, for work.
And then, right. And so the holiday collection is here from Hershey's. But then it reminded me, okay, let me go see what the status is on the direct from the factory Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Because I mentioned to you before how you can get, from time to time, a 2.5-pound box of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups direct from the factory, which apparently they're shipped in a cool box, as in literally like cool with, like, my guess is like dry ice to make sure it doesn't melt.
Right.
And apparently it's a revelation. And they taste much better than just the traditional Reese's, which also, to be clear, tastes quite good.
Delicious.
Yeah. So I looked it up and nope, no more Reese's direct from the factory available. And the other one, I believe, was licorice, right? Wasn't there direct from the factory licorice? Yeah. Currently, there is nothing available via the Hershey store that's direct from the factory right now.
Oh, man. Well, it's probably because we pushed it, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone heard us talking about, like, ooh, I got to get me some of that sweet, sweet direct from the factory Hershey's action right now.
Major orders from the Midwest.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They call that the Matt and Kate effect.
Thanks, Matt and Kate. I did search how to create a poll on Facebook for your page. And the top one is from 8 months ago, and it's already different. And I don't know if it's because, is she doing it on an app or a PC? I'm trying to do it on a PC, and it doesn't have the same options. So, create a page. I just need to figure out how to do stuff, and I don't know how to do stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, there's always, you can ask open-ended questions too, but I know people are a lot more willing just to click a button that already has an idea populated for them than they are to actually type something out and be potentially judged by the Matt and Kate's ites. I'm trying to think of what our fans would be called.
Matt and Kate-ites.
Matt and Kate-ites. The Matt and Kate Linians. What are you doing?
I had to get a drink.
What are you drinking?
No, it's my vitamin drink. I didn't get fresh water, so it's not what's it called? Refreshing. It's just like old water. So I was drinking my vitamin drink because it's a little bit cooler. Because I hit the gym this morning and
is that
I'm
liquid
thirsty.
IV?
Yes, liquid IV and my vitamin drink that I drink every morning.
Well, they're two different things.
They are.
Oh, okay.
They are.
Go on, though. You hit the gym. How's that going?
It's going good. Today I was trying to get 2 sessions back to back, and I just got way too hot in the second one. So I didn't work as hard in the second session. And now, like, at the moment it felt necessary. And now I feel like I could have pushed a little harder. So.
But you didn't quit? You stayed in there the whole time?
I stayed in there the whole time. I just didn't work as hard and kind of feel like I quit, even though I stayed in there. I didn't leave it all in there, Matt.
I didn't leave it all on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, the next people probably appreciated that.
Probably.
Sweating all over So is there a way, if you were to bail early on this, would you feel judged by people, or the people that judge you for, like, they're like, wait a minute.
Absolutely. I would feel
5
judged.
5 minutes left in there.
Probably. I mean, you probably shouldn't, because if you are not feeling like you should be in this heat, you should smartly get out of the box.
So, but you're saying you should be able to know this for certain, whether people can tell if someone has left early, right?
Well, we can all see, like, the sliding door is all glass, so you can see people leaving their boxes, their classes or not.
Right, and you can tell, like, oh, look, it's noon, and it's only 12:05. They must be quitting 10 minutes early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just the way that the different classes run.
Gotcha.
At least in my part of the gym, the classes that I run. I wouldn't know anything about, like, the yoga or the bar side of the building. I don't know when those classes are, because I just stick to the cardio classes. But, yeah. But I just stayed in it, and now I'm kicking myself. I should have worked harder.
Well, what are you going to do?
Always tomorrow.
I guess just give up.
Be a quitter. Big old fat quitter.
Be a quitter.
It's okay. It's better than sitting at home, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, once again, the tip that even just showing up to the gym each day, even if you were to bail early, maintain that habit of going to the gym on such and such days. Even if you're there for 5 minutes and you leave. But more than likely, once you show up, they're going to do something.
Right.
And it's nice that there's some kind of peer pressure built in there, too. If other people can tell you're bailing early, it's like having a workout buddy a little bit.
But I hope that people don't judge, because I don't know if I would be judgy or if I would be like, oh, I hope she's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, right.
I think I'm afraid of being judged because it's me. But if I saw somebody else leave, I'd be like, oh, walk it off, get some air. You're good. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be curious how often. So for anyone who's not aware, Kate goes to this workout place where you're basically working out in a sauna for 15 minutes at a time. Is that right?
The classes that I do are 15 minutes at a time, and I'm used to doing 2 classes back to back.
Right, and you can take as many classes as you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 130 degrees.
Yeah, have you ever asked or had a conversation with the people that work there about people that've gotten sick or needed to quit or anything?
No,
like that?
They just strongly suggest you pay attention to your body. That nobody knows you better than you, and if you feel like it's too much, get out, walk around, and if you can go back, great. But if you can't, just stay out. Because there's not the cardio classes that I do. It's not a bicycle, but it's not an elliptical. It's like in between. You're sitting, but you're pedaling and your arms are going. If you fall down, it's not going to be a clear cut fall. You're going to hit something on the way down. So
they got it surrounded by spikes. It's like Mario Brothers.
Well, there's just not enough room. There's 3 of these bike things in a row, and you're in a small box. So, like, there's no, like, if you're just doing a yoga class, you're just going to fall on the floor on your yoga mat. But if you faint in these cardio classes, you're going to hit something. You're going to hit your head on something.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah, no, I just, so if you pay attention, you're supposed to pay attention. And I didn't leave the room. I just backed my speed and my resistance down considerably.
So these bikes bolted to the floor?
No.
Okay, the reason I ask, because I know that, like, there's 3 bikes to a room, and they've only been doing 2 people in there at a time?
Yeah, 2 at a time.
So I figured maybe they would just move the bikes out of there. But what do they do instead? They put something over the middle bike?
If there's 2 people in the class, you're not supposed to use the middle bike unless you know the person you're working out with. And if you guys want to be next to each other, that's one thing. A lot of times will take the middle bike if I'm the only one in the class, because then I'm right in front of the TV. No
one ever comes in just a few minutes late? Like, you're not allowed to book the room, I guess?
You can see if the room has been booked. Well, if you book the room and you come a couple of minutes late, but I've never booked a class with someone else that I didn't know, if that makes sense.
No, I was just saying, like, if a stranger were to show up like right at the top of the hour or something, and you're all up there on the middle bike, how that would work?
I would move. Be like, oh, I didn't see you booked. And then I'd move over.
Now, why do you want to be in the middle bike? It gives you a better view of the video screen you're working out with, or because there's less other people's butt sweat all over it, or what?
Maybe that's subconsciously, but that way I'm not in the corner where I'm a little claustrophobic, and that way I'm not right at the door where people walking by. I also turn the lights off in there. A lot of people like to work out with the lights on. I turn the lights off.
Oh,
yeah.
Spooky.
Well, it's just not so like spotlight. I'm sweating my patoot off. Yeah.
How dark are we talking about? Like where it's only illuminated by the TV that's in there?
Yeah. And the hallway lights. It's a glass door, so you can, you've got hallway lights. It's not like pitch black, but...
Sounds romantic.
No.
It's a romantic sauna workout.
Lately, I've been listening to music instead of to the TV. And I mean, I've done the same class a bajillion times. I could pretty much recite "Don't be lazy" at the times where she says, "Let's take it up a notch." Yeah, so I've been listening to music and Dateline and podcasts, and
I don't get that. The music part I get, but once again, doing intense workouts to podcasts makes zero sense to me. I don't know how people can do it.
It makes my brain distracted, I think. And with music, sometimes I am not, I don't know if it's engaged enough that it's like, okay, it's a 4-minute song. I've already heard 2 minutes. Like, next, let's go to the next song. I don't know. But I feel like if I'm thinking about what they're talking about, then I'm not paying attention to how hard the workout is. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Have you worked out to our podcast?
I have finished our podcast while in there. And then started another podcast because it was on shuffle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, podcast on shuffle.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know that was an option.
Mm-hmm. So I have caught us a couple of times.
We're in the podcast players.
We're a big deal, Matt.
To remind, I know you know that, Kate, but
we're a big deal.
Yeah. So search your podcast player for Matt and Kate, and you should see us there. I think.
Yeah, you should.
It's worked on. I've had a variety of people test it out, and I think
you have to say it like they do in all the podcast advertisements.
I don't want to.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
No. Or wherever fine podcasts are served, or I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, I want us to be too cool for podcasts. Big podcast.
Boop, boop.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Yep. You'll find Matt and Kate